have been numerous evaluations on drug education, both rigorous and some not so rigorous, to clarify that schools, young people and parents and law enforcement must work together to educate communities on drug addiction. And not only addiction, but if educators elaborate on what each drug is and how it's consumed, how drugs affect one's brain, nervous system, and other parts of the body, and other factors such as how addiction affects families and friends, your jobs, those factors may help one just say no when it comes to drugs. And we have to keep working with our legislators and our community to get funding for the programs, of course, and that takes time. It's not fixed overnight. But one thing at a time, one person at a time. Just keep talking to the kids and hopefully prevent all these laws. And even we don't want this to keep happening. We want to prevent it before it gets to that state. But when educating these students, they have to it's important to be aware of the students' experiences and the drugs around them and their drug exposure. All that has to be taken into account to educate properly. And in regard to addiction treatments, the information presented, both positive and negative, both positively and negatively aspects of any approach, be it the medication or, therapy treatments, just important to know about addiction and that there is recovery options available, medication-assisted recovery. There are, multiple inpatient and outpatient programs available for anybody at any time. But you have to be willing to change, those aspects of your life in order to benefit from these treatments. Being a heroin addict is a physical addiction that affects, your environment. And for an addict to have the best and the most effective treatment outcome, either be it therapy or medication, they have to be fully committed. And unfortunately, recently, the heroin epidemic has reached my family. It has touched my family personally. On March 19th, we lost my cousin. She was 25 years old, was engaged, and had a 9-month-old baby. She had a boyfriend a few years ago who was on heroin, and he was in a lot of trouble with the law, and she thought she could save him. And it took her 2.5 years before she decided to see what it was all about. And that's when she got addicted, and she did it for 2 months. And she ended up realizing that wasn't the lifestyle for her. And she did go to a rehab for 18 days where she did get clean. She came out and she met her fiance. They had a baby. They were planning a wedding. They were looking to buy a house. And she had a lot of stress, and it was one more time she thought she needed to get through what she was getting through. And that just goes to show that your brain just never recovers, or it takes years. And it just failed her in that moment. And she was depressed, and she just thought she needed this one more time to get through her hard times. And unfortunately, it was laced with fentanyl, and that's what took her life. And I am guilty of being naive and thinking all the things you see on your screen there, that a heroin user is a lowlife and someone on the street, and they are a threat to society, and they're dirty. No, she was from Middletown, Pennsylvania, and lived in a neighborhood with sidewalks, and went to Lower Dauphin High School, and was the nicest person you would ever meet. And it took her life. I am going to show you a short video of her mom, Wendy, who took this experience and turned it into a foundation to raise money for, it's called the I Care Foundation, and it will raise money for addiction and those that have lost loved ones, and just to help to get the knowledge out there and to know that someone cares and that they're always there to help you. So please join me in watching this short video. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and thank you for listening, and I wish you all well.
We would never be in this place if she would have known how much she was valued and what a difference she could make.
is trying to make a difference in the wake of her daughter's death. 2 weeks ago, 25-year-old Elizabeth Lorenzo died of a heroin overdose.
And now her mother is on a mission to help end the epidemic. CBS 21's Courtney Highfield joins us now with the mother's message. Courtney?
Rob and Erica, just 2 weeks after her daughter passed away, Wendy Lorenzo is speaking out and trying to make sure another mom doesn't have to go through what she is. She says this is her new purpose in life.
She was a happy person. She was beautiful. She always wanted to help people.
Wendy Lorenzo says it's that inherent need to help that got her daughter mixed up with the wrong people and ultimately led to a heroin addiction.
It was 2 years of just pure hell.
After hitting rock bottom, Elizabeth went to rehab. From there, she met her fiance, got clean, and gave birth to her now 9-month-old son, Carson. She was better. At least, that's what everyone thought.
I thought they saved each other, and I thought my grandson was the saving grace to save them, but I was stupid.
But her sobriety came to a screeching halt 2 weeks ago. On March 19th, Elizabeth overdosed on a batch of heroin her mom says was mixed with fentanyl. And now her mom is without a daughter, her fiance without his best friend, and her son...
He doesn't have a mom. He doesn't have a mom.
Lorenzo says there were warning signs in the past month, like depression, that she didn't, but should have thought twice about. She's going to make sure other moms know about these signs.
Now my daughter is working through me to help those people.
And she's starting a foundation called iCare. It'll be a way to let people who are struggling know that someone cares. Because if Elizabeth had known, she might still be here.
I can't bring her back. I can't tell her that I'm sorry. And all I can do is have to save someone else. And that's what she would want, and that's what she wants me to do. And that's what I'm gonna do.
And Lorenzo says her daughter's fiance will be a part of this new mission as well. It's all in an effort to honor Elizabeth's life and save another. Rob, back to you.